Good evening. So a while back, I really wanted to make a smoothie in my kitchen. I wanted a good drink. So I got my blender, I threw all these syrups, fruits, everything in my blender. And so I made my smoothie. And as it was over and I was putting it up to my lips, I was expecting this succulent good drink, right? Well, once I drank it, I was like, ugh. Immediately I noticed something was wrong. It was gross. And I was like, as I was drinking it, I kept drinking it. I was looking at everything I threw in there, and I was like, what did I put in there that made it so bad? And I noticed the milk that I used had actually been bad and expired for some time. And it's no surprise because I actually have a history with expired milk. And so I was like, man, and I was mad because, I threw in good stuff in there, fruits, everything. But the little bit of milk that I threw in there, it was bad, and it ruined the whole smoothie. So obviously, there's plenty of examples we can come from this, but a little bit of bad can ruin a whole bunch of good. So 1 Corinthians 15:33, that's a verse that I've grown up hearing in Bible class, grown up hearing in lessons and studying. And, it's a passage we're all familiar with, but it says, "Do not be deceived, evil company corrupts good habits." And there's so many different translations and wording of that passage, but they're all quick and to the point, which is why I really like that passage, because we can see, bad company, bad behavior, it ruins good morals, it corrupts. And if that's like a verse that we just brush over and read over, don't pay attention to like I used to, or whether it's a verse that we actually sit and study, we have to consider how serious it can actually be. So it seems like all too often, it's easy for us to start following the crowd or joining in on habits or activities others are involved with. And we might think, I won't go too far with this. I know my morals. I know my limits. But I feel like that's where, it starts, once you lie to yourself saying that. And if we surround ourselves with the sin and the negativity and those bad examples, the outcome is not pleasant. So why not as Christians, we push away altogether. We push away the temptation. We push it away, the world, the evil, the activities that others might seem enticing. Obviously they are. We just push it all away, and it would be so much better as Christians for us to check on each other. Instead of, getting socialized with the crowd that's doing wrong, we socialize with each other, and we bring each other and build each other up so that we can strengthen our faith and then try to, convert, try to bring the lost to God. If we take part with the lost, it's not showing a good example for us as Christians. If we're trying to be reflecting of Jesus and we take part with the world, however I'm trying to word it, y'all know what I mean. It wouldn't show them that we take our faith seriously. We just can't be the, expired milk, the thing that's going to invite the bad, the thing that's going to corrupt the good. And we don't want to drag down fellow Christians as well. Because once you get comfortable with that, that's when you start getting complacent with it. So I have a few Bible verses, which we're all familiar with the passages I'll read. But there are verses that, as I picked them out, I was like, I really want to start focusing more on these verses. And I feel like these are verses that we can always focus on, especially in time of, when we're feeling down. Philippians 4:8. "Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there is any virtue, if there is anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things." That passage shows that we need to meditate on the pure things. 1 Timothy 5:22. "Do not lay hands on anyone hastily, nor share in other people's sins. Keep yourself pure." That passage shows keeping ourselves pure and not partaking in sin. Hebrews 10:24 and 25. "And let us consider one another in order to stir up love and good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as is the manner of some, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching." Stirring up each other, encouraging each other. And then the last passage, 1 John 2:15 and 17. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world is passing away and the lust of it, but he who does the will of God abides forever. We need to put our love and our focus on God. That passage shows the worldly activities and the desires, they're not from God and they pass away. Rather, we must do God's will, and in doing so, he'll abide with us forever. So just closing the message, which I'm presenting, is more so to myself, because this is something that obviously I want to work on too. It's not being the bad milk, the expired milk, or anything bad. It's not being that's going to allow sin in your life and you don't take care of. It's something that we need to be a light to others, especially when they make the dark seem so enticing. But I want to be someone that reflects Jesus and be someone that others will know we're Christians by our lifestyle. So that's the message I had. If you have any prayers, any needs, come forward as we stand and sing.